Alright, hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a gameplay, in-game and gameplay commentary about the new custom map StarJeweled. If you guys have played Bejeweled in the past on Yahoo trying to count away countless, or trying to spend countless hours, you may get addicted to this game. Now, this is a StarCraft version of Bejeweled where you have these jewels on the right hand side of the screen, and what you do with them is you just basically play Bejeweled. But what you'll notice as the game progresses is that you are, as I'm trying to talk and play this game at the same time, is that you are also gaining energy. And as you gain energy, what you're going to want to do is you want to get a lot of energy and try to send out very, very strong units. The problem with this, and why this game is now different, is that on the left-hand side, you will see units are trying to make their way into your opponent's base, and what you need to do is you also need to send in additional units as well in order to deal damage to your opponent. So you can see I just sent a Colossus and an Ultralist moving out as well. That's going to be a lot of damage to be had, but once again you see those units also are getting countered. So at the same time as you're trying to develop very, very strong units, you can try to as well lay down spells. And now my live caster is about to start, so that is very annoying. I should try to close that, and Winslet is up, and there we go. So now you can close that. You can also use energy here and try to cast spells, and those spells like Psystorm do cost more energy, and what you're trying to do is you're just really trying to balance out everything at the same time. This is the first time I've done a commentary and in-game at the same time. This is actually kind of difficult. Really hats off to the people who are able to commentary and shoutcast and play all at the same time. It is actually very difficult even for a game like StarJeweled. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, if you guys haven't tried it, the game is a lot of fun. Not quite sure what else I can really talk about here, but yeah, you guys can watch me just try to line up 3 in a row, try to get some siege tanks going, get some Psystorm going, get some decent game going as well, summoning some Colossus. Yeah, so the basic strategy is you really want to try to macro up a lot of units, get a lot of units in play, and trying to get those really, really high combinations. And when you hear fantastic and good, and you hear those are really, really effective chains. And what you want to do is you really want to make sure you get those chains out, the good jobs, and you get more energy for each of those. I think that's going to be a pretty decent one right there. There's another decent one there. What you want to do is you want to get as many high level change as possible. There's another good job, there's another 90 point, and just try to macro them out and just move out as quickly as possible. You also want to be able to keep track of your left side and see there are Banshees and other units. So this is not a pure button smashing game. You need to know what units to counter with as well. So if you see Banshees in the air, you obviously do not want to try to send Colossi. Colossi can't attack those Banshees. Only your Marines will be able to act as support, and they may be already taking a fair amount of damage. There is arguments about what strategies are really best in this game. Probably try to get a Psystorm right there. Yeah, what strategies are best in the game? You want to just pump out a lot of units. What I've seen work well for me is that I like to move out with the Colossus with also some decent supporting units. Colossi get taken down very, very easily, but if you move it out with a large group of Zealots at the same time, it generally bodes much, much better for you. So you also want to try to line up combinations if you can. If you can get chains, that is absolutely critical. Chains like this work out very well in order to get a very, very large amount of energy. And I'm going to dump in a bunch of Zealots. So you're going to see a Colossus and then followed by a whole bunch of Zealots coming in just a second. You also keep track of your score, your enemy base, and your personal base at the same time. Currently, we are winning. This side is mainly like your macro. What I would call macro, what you're trying to do is you're trying to gather resources, and then you also have your right-hand side, and there are tool tips down here for those of you guys who are not familiar with the StarCraft 2 counter units. You can try to read those tool tips perhaps in the middle or not during a game, as it does take a little bit of time. And now that's a lot of siege tanks that will die to a side storm. There we go. So yeah, very, very critical siege tank grouping there, trying to get them all cleaned up, making sure that they don't deal a lot of damage. Get some Mutalisks in the air, as Mutalisks do counter siege tanks pretty well. Could have sent out some Banshees too, but Banshees also Banshees cannot attack other air units, so that is a little bit of a bummer in this particular instance. Now we have more, but Zealots and Marines continue to push out. A lot of units being pushed out on both sides. Where are my Mutalisks? I don't see them yet. I thought I trained them. Okay, no Mutalisks. Sometimes you just don't get your units, and let's get a Psystorm right there. So yeah, just pretty much enjoy the game. I'm gonna try to finish this game. I'm gonna try to stop talking and actually try to win this for my partner's sake, as apparently some of the guys who joined this game actually knew who I was. And they're like, "Are you really the YouTube Crota?" I'm like, "Yes," and I'm gonna cast this game as well. Try to do it live, as the replay system doesn't really work in Bejeweled. Imagine that you can't replay Bejeweled and you can't see how well you did with all your micro and all your macro. Yeah, I should probably be trying to use those hotkeys a little bit more, but I don't know all the hotkeys all that well. Yeah, I'm gonna simply just try to bunker down and try to win this game now. Come on, going blind. Look for stuff. Time bomb right there. Time bomb, if you don't know, it slows down all the units that are currently sitting inside it, so they attack much more slowly. But you also have to be careful, because your units may get stuck in the time bomb as well, and you do not want your units stuck in that time bomb, as they are not going to be able to deal nearly as much damage either. Every time you do clear out though, you also get some additional Marines. So if you're wondering how I'm able to train up Marines even though there is no Marine in the tooltip, that is the reason why. And now I'm just trying to get some Banshees in that mix, as well as there seems to be a decent ground size army there. I know I promised that I would stop talking, but hey, you guys are listening to a commentary, and how exciting is it to actually watch a Bejeweled game? That must be weird, right? Like, I'm watching my friend play Bejeweled. It is so exciting. Especially when you can't help him on the screen. You're like, "Are you blind? You don't see that combination right there? Come on, it's right there. It's right in front of your face. Don't you see it? Don't you see it?" And yeah, I don't see all the combinations. Sometimes I do get stuck. It's one of the things that gets rather annoying about this game, but we are starting to win. So yeah, I'm gonna drop a Psystorm right as the units move out. And the games are best played best out of 5. So after this round, I will stop the recording, but you have to essentially do this again 3 times in order to win best out of 5 series. Obviously, the first team to win 5 games or 3 games in this 5-game set wins. The loser obviously is the one who loses the games first. So as the game continues, there is a Colossus there. I'm gonna time bomb it and time bomb any units that try to walk out of there. And as those Marines are just getting funneled into that position, I'll cut a Colossus and some Zealots. So yeah, let's do this. Come on, I want to stop this recording. I'm gonna stop the recording. Go, take it down. Yeah, I know there's gonna be comments about people are like trying to touch the screen and trying to "Dude, you don't see that combination. Look at the red, look at the orange, look at the Protoss relic symbol. Come on, it's right there."
Good job.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this rather silly commentary about StarJeweled. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.